Hi, friends. This is the reading lesson for second grade. You need your booklets open to page 26. We are going to be reading a story called A Dinosaur Named Sue, a journal about my summer dig. So, this is a journal that we're going to be reading. So, similar to the Oregon Trail that we read, we're going to be learning about what someone is doing in their life. And we know that it's about a summer dig. So we can probably assume that maybe they are digging for dinosaur bones, fossils. Wouldn't that be cool? So we are going to read 3 entries today. As we are reading, I want you to highlight those key events. And then at the end, we are going to write 3 main ideas. So if you're ready, get those highlighters in your hands. We will go ahead and get started.
Extended Read 2. Remember to annotate as you read.
A Dinosaur Named Sue. A Journal About My Summer Dig by Terry Patterson. August 11th, 1990. Tomorrow is the last day of the dig. I can't believe I've been in South Dakota for 10 weeks. It's been a long, hot, but great summer. We dug up many dinosaur bones. Some are more than 60 million years old. I'll have a lot to tell everyone back at school.
Badlands National Park in South Dakota.
All right, so this first journal entry kind of sets the tone for what we're going to be reading. So you should have highlighted that they have been in South Dakota for 10 weeks and they are digging up dinosaur bones, and that some are more than 60 million years old. And we know that this person is in some type of school because she says, I'll have a lot to tell everyone back at school. Okay, and here is the national park that they are in. It's called Badlands National Park. It is in South Dakota, as we learned right here. All right, let's keep on reading.
August 12th, 1990. What a day! Our truck had a low tire. Pete Larson and I went into town to get it fixed. Sue Hendrickson stayed behind. She wanted to look for bones in one more place before we go home. Sue was so excited when she came back to camp. She found some huge bones sticking out of a cliff. They were too big to be anything but a dinosaur. Sue knew they were from a meat eater. In this part of the world, it could only be a T-Rex.
So we're not quite done with this journal entry yet, but let's go ahead and highlight before we turn the page. So we know that a couple guys are going to back into town to fix a tire. But Sue stayed behind. And while she stayed behind, she found some huge bones sticking out of a cliff. And who is she? She is Sue. So let's highlight that. And they knew that because of what the bones were like, that they found that it was a meat eater. And in this part of the world, they knew it was a T-Rex. Oh my goodness. All right, let's turn the page. Okay, make sure you finish highlighting in this journal entry as we continue reading.
Sue brought back 2 pieces of bone to show Pete. He agreed that they were T-Rex bones. We left right away to see where they came from. When we got there, We couldn't believe our eyes. The ground below the cliff was covered with pieces of bone. More than 10 bones stuck out of the cliff. Pete thought that a whole skeleton might be buried there. He named the dinosaur Sue after the person who found it. We only have one problem right now. The bones are under almost 30 feet of dirt and rock. It's going to take a lot of hard work to remove it. Pete, Sue, and I have a big job ahead of us. I guess we are not going home yet.
Sue found these bones sticking out of a cliff.
All right, so Sue were able to get the bones out of the cliff and show Pete. He then agreed that they were T-Rex bones, and they are all just so shocked, right? So they found more than 10 bones that stuck out of the cliff. So that is telling us that they thought that maybe a whole skeleton might be buried there. They then decided to name the dinosaur Sue after Sue Hendrickson, who found it. So now they have a problem, though. The bones are under almost 30 feet of dirt and rock. So they have to remove it. And if you know anything about digging for fossils, you know that they have to remove it so carefully, not to ruin anything that they might find. So they were supposed to be going home soon, but not no mo. All right, let's keep reading.
August 14th, 1990. Early this morning, we got started digging up the T-Rex. We couldn't use a big machine to move the rock and dirt. A machine might break or crush the fossils, so we did all the work by hand. Metal bars helped us pull away large rocks. We used picks to break up smaller rocks and shovels to move dirt. The sun beat down on us all day, but we hardly noticed. We just kept thinking about the T-Rex. We wondered how much of its skeleton we would find. We hoped it would be in good shape.
Sue used tools to carefully remove rocks and dirt from the fossils.
All right, so let's go ahead and highlight in this August 14th entry. This is actually going to be our last entry for today. So they started to dig the next morning. They said they couldn't use a big machine to remove the dirt and the rock because it might break or crush the fossils. So they had to do all of this digging by hand. They said they used some metal bars to pull away some of the larger rocks, and they used picks to break up smaller rocks and shovels to move dirt. They worked hard all day long, and they just continued to wonder how much of this skeleton they might actually find and if it would be in good shape. And you can see, look at this work they're doing in this picture. That's just her one hand just digging, clearing away dirt, clearing away rock, trying to find these bones. What a tedious job. Okay, let's go back to page 26, where we are going to write our first main idea. Now, there is not a ton of room on here, but there is some extra space that just doesn't have lines that you can write on. Okay, so we know that scientists have found many dinosaur bones that are very old in this place of South Dakota. So the people digging here are the scientists. And so we can say that this is a very simple main idea. Scientists have found many bones in South Dakota. Make sure you start with a capital and end with a period. So this would be for August 11th, 1990. That's that first journal entry. And I think I'm actually going to write the date. If you didn't write the date on this one, don't worry about it. You don't have to erase and rewrite it. But that way, when we write more, we can keep track.
Look for.
Okay, when you're ready, if you need to pause the video and finish that one, go ahead. When you're ready, go to page 27. We're going to write August 12th, 1990. Put a colon there. And this was the section that we learned that Sue finds the buried bones of a T-Rex dinosaur. So we're going to start with her name, Sue Hendrickson, discovered the bones of a T-Rex. And so we're going to do a capital T at the period and then R-E-X, new word, dinosaur, buried in the dirt and rock. Now, this journal entry was a lot longer. However, the main idea, the most important thing that we can get from this was that Sue found these dinosaur bones, right? Okay, go ahead and finish writing that. And when you're ready, turn the page. We are going to write our next main idea on page 29. So start by saying August 14th, 1990, the colon. And in this paragraph, we highlighted all the things they were doing to dig and get down to the skeleton, right? So it's going to be your job to write the main idea. Now, if you could only tell me one thing about digging up a dinosaur, what would you tell me? What would you say? Is it easy? Is it challenging? Is it hard? Do they have these great, grand, big machines to do the work? Or how do they dig up these skeletons? So it's your job to write one sentence about August 14th, 1990, the day that they started digging. When you are done, go ahead and you can either type it out or read it to me on Canvas. Remember, one sentence in your own words about digging up this dinosaur. That's it for today's lesson, friends. We'll see you later.